In 1687, Guru Gobind Rai left the mountainous regions of Paonta Sahib to return with his family to Anandpur. He was 21 and had already proven himself in battle as a brave and talented commander. During the 2 years that the Guru had been in Paonta, the city of Anandpur had become quiet and tranquil. But when Guru Gobind Rai and his family returned, the citizens received him with great joy and celebration. Like a garden that is watered after a long dry spell, gaiety spilled into the streets with the Guru's return. Sikhs poured into Anandpur Sahib from all over India to be with the Guru. In a short period of time, the city bustled with activity, commerce, and martial sport. The Guru remembered well the lessons learned in his youth, and with his deep wisdom foresaw the adversity and misfortune that the future would bring. He built 4 forts and strategic positions of defense to safeguard the people of Anandpur. Daily training in arms and warfare continued just as they had in Paonta, and the Guru and his Sikhs enjoyed the strength of their spirit and brotherhood. In 1696, Guru Gobind Rai sent out a hukamnama to his Sikhs to bring weapons of war to him as gifts. No longer did he consider gold and jewels as precious items of tribute. Instead, he valued the beauty of a strong sword, a straight musket, and a brave horse.
Terrible times were coming at the hands of the Mughal oppressors, and Guru Gobind Rai knew that something must be done to secure the future of the Sikhs. The farmers and merchants of Punjab needed to be reborn as saint soldiers, strong and fearless. He spent long hours in thoughtful contemplation and deep meditation. A new identity must be forged that would bind the Sikhs to each other and forever bind them with the Guru. The Guru shut himself in his room and remained there alone for several days. This was not unusual, because his meditation was often very deep and sustained. But after a while, Mata Sundari became worried about him, and she quietly opened the door to check on his well-being. She was astonished to find Guru Gobind Rai sitting among 100 papers, handwritten invitations to the Sangat to come to Anandpur for the Baisakhi gathering of 1699. With his own hand, he sent out a hukamnama for the Sikhs of the Guru to come to Anandpur. He instructed them to come in full strength, bearing arms and with uncut hair. Since the days of Guru Amar Das, Baisakhi was a time of gathering for the Sikhs. In the spring of 1699, large numbers of Sikhs arrived at Anandpur and set up their camps and langar kitchens. The Guru had a tent set on a crest of a small hill and erected a raised and decorated platform before it. The first day of Baisakh rose warm and humid as the Sikhs gathered in high spirits and joy around the stage, anticipating the sight of Guru Gobind Rai. More than 80,000 people had come to Anandpur, finding the Guru's personal invitation too enchanting to decline.
The Sangat began as usual with an ardas, and from a beautifully decorated palki the Adi Granth was opened and read. When this was finished, the crowd waited with expectant anticipation. Unlike any event that had gone before, the Guru strode out onto the stage alone. He was powerful in his appearance. He was dressed in beautiful clothes, with garlands of jewels around his neck and a feathered plume on his turban. 2 powerful swords hung at his waist. His usually peaceful expression was gone, and a deep intensity penetrated his being. The fire of battle, Biras, charged his every movement and radiated over the crowd, exciting the hearts of the Sikhs. A hush fell over the crowd, and all eyes were riveted to the unfolding drama on the stage. Unsheathing his sword and raising it to the sky, he called out, "My sword is thirsty! I want the head of a Sikh!" No one moved, expecting some poetic response to this dramatic declaration. Nothing could be heard over the vast crowd but the clanging of the horses as they shifted nervously on the side. Leaning forward and searching face to face, the Guru boomed in an unforgiving voice, "I need a head! Who is willing to satisfy the calling of my sword?" Daya Ram, a shopkeeper from Lahore, startled even himself when he stood up and moved purposely to the stage. The incredible intensity in the Guru's whole body drew him like a magnet. His heart swelled and pumped so loud that he could hardly hear his own voice as he replied, "Guru Sahib, my head is yours." Moving through the crowd to the stage, he climbed up and folded his hands before the Guru. Guru Gobind Rai took him by the arm and with a fierce glance over his shoulder led him into the tent. Moments later, the Guru strode back onto the stage, his sword dripping crimson with blood.
A gasp spread through the Sangat as the Guru walked to the very edge of the platform and raised the wet sword over his head and roared,
"I need the head of another Sikh. Is there any among you who will quench the thirst of my sword?"
The crowd fell in stunned silence. There was no mistake that the Guru was very serious, but his actions made no sense, and panic stirred some of the people. However, Dharam Das, a Jat from Delhi, was already moving from the back of the crowd to the stage and climbed up without hesitation. "Guruji, my life is and always has been yours." Clasping his elbow, the Guru again led the Sikh to the tent. The crowd clearly heard the liquid thump of steel passing through flesh. When the Guru again emerged with blood on his sword and walked to the edge of the stage, a wave of urgent whispers swept the Sangat. With the powerful voice of battle, the Guru again commanded,
"I need a head! I need the head of a Sikh!"
He began pacing with a heavy step, and drops of blood flew off the sharp end of his blade. If there was any question in the minds of the Sangat of what was going on, it was now made crystal clear with the Guru's third cry for blood. He was beheading his Sikhs. Those in the front rows looked at each other and whispered frantically, pushing with their backs into the crowd. Some of those on the edges and in the back silently slipped away, hoping not to be noticed. The close advisors to the Guru hurriedly approached Mata Gujari, the Guru's mother, and begged her to intercede on their behalf. Surely, they reasoned, the Guru has gone mad and must be stopped. If they dared to speak to him, they feared the next head to roll would be their own. But even as they anxiously conspired, Himmat, a water-bearer from Jagannath, climbed on the stage and without a word bowed his head low at the Guru's feet. The Guru led him to the tent and returned again with a dripping sword. Mohkam Chand, a washerman from Dwarka, was next, and when the Guru came out from the tent, the crowd was loud in their confusion and disarray. Sahib Chand, a barber from Bidar, jumped onto the platform in a state of spiritual ecstasy, hoping the Guru would ask for yet one more Sikh's head. "Guru," he cried out, "my head is yours," as he followed him into the tent as the fifth Sikh.
This time, the Guru took a little longer in returning from the tent, and when he emerged, he walked slowly and calmly, with a bearing of mastery. Behind him walked Panj Pyare, the five beloved ones, dressed in beautiful bana of gold threads and resplendent turbans. Their faces glowed. Even their families could not recognize them, as these humble Gursikhs radiated the light of the Guru himself. The Sangat was transfixed with awe, and many bowed their heads into the dust at the sight that was before them. The air hummed with the murmur of God's praises as the hearts of every Gursikh opened to the miracle that they had witnessed. Even those who had hid away returned to the Sangat with a cry of joy. With all faces turned towards him, the Guru then spoke to the crowd. "These five beloved Sikhs are the Khalsa. Through the supreme test of faith, even at the sacrifice of their lives, they have become pure and brought glory to the Khalsa. You who are present here, and you who come in all the ages to follow, I call on you to join the brotherhood of the Khalsa. Through the purity of the Khalsa, the world shall be free, and the grip of the tyrants shall be broken. The crowd rose to their feet with cries of joy and victory.
Taking a bowl of iron filled with pure water, the Guru knelt in Birasan and stirred the water with a double-edged sword. Mata Sahib Deva came forward with cakes of sugar wrapped in her chuni. The Guru nodded and smiled as Mata Sahib Devan dropped the sugar into the water, adding sweetness to the power of the steel. The 5 beloved ones came forward, and from the Guru's hands they drank the Amrit, uttering the new greeting of the Khalsa Brotherhood, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The Khalsa belongs to God, victory belongs to God. Guru Gobind Rai hugged each one of them, declaring them his true sons. He said, "Hereafter you will belong to the family of the Khalsa. The men shall bear the last name of Singh, and the women shall be known as Kaur. In the brotherhood of the Khalsa, both men and women shall carry equal status and responsibility. You will never remove any hair from your body, leaving you with the strength and energy that God gave you. You will never eat meat, use tobacco, or any form of intoxicant. You will love and honor only the woman you marry, and you will not covet another, even in your dreams. You will wear long hair and turban, kesh, a comb to clean them, kanga, modest underwear to your knees, kacha, an iron bangle on your wrist, kara, and a sword, kirpan. By these things I will know you as my own. As long as the Khalsa remains distinct in appearance and deeds, so long I will give them all my strength and glory. But if they adopt the ways of others, I will put no trust or faith in them." Word spread quickly about these wondrous events, and 3 days later a huge initiation ceremony was held, so that the Sikhs in Anandpur could pledge their heads to the Guru. The 5 beloved ones, dressed in unique splendor, solemnly prepared the bowl of Amrit, as Guru Gobind Rai had instructed them, and thousands of people gathered to drink the nectar and join the brotherhood of the Khalsa. To the astonishment of all who had gathered, Guru Gobind Rai came forward and knelt before the 5. He said, "I also seek to be baptized by your hands into the fold of the Khalsa. You have given your love to me, now I give mine to you forever." Baptized by the Panch Pyare, Guru Gobind Rai transformed his magnificent self to Guru Gobind Singh, merging his identity forever with that of the Khalsa.
The Khalsa became a brave and moral fighting force against the tyrannical Mughal rulers who occupied the Punjab. They achieved an exalted state of deathlessness, which empowered even a handful of Khalsa to fight effectively against overpowering numbers. Guru Gobind Singh expressed his love of Khalsa in the Khalsa Mahima. He said, "By their grace I have won battles. By their grace we prosper and provide for others. By their grace my troubles have passed. By their grace our storehouses are always full. By their grace I acquire knowledge. By their grace our enemies are subdued. By their grace I am exalted and embellished. Otherwise there are millions of lowly people like me." Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
जुद जिते नहीं के प्रसाद